We got Gerald Bowman over here. My favorite feature is inside the case. Before I was a Deere customer, I was a case customer. It's by far the worst design on the machine. It makes you stutter. All right, so welcome back. Today, we got a treat for you. We got the X9 here, as always, but H&R Agri-Power of Mayfield, Kentucky was gracious enough to give us a demo today. And we actually ran it yesterday as well, but we're going to start out the morning with it. Yesterday it come in to harvest about midday. This is a Class 8 machine, 8250. It's the newest of the 8000 series cases available. I think they're coming with a 60 pretty soon, but currently this is the model you would purchase at the dealer. Great machine, it looks like. Talk a little bit about it. It's got the end roller similar to the Deere. This is a 4412 case corn head, and very similar to the Deere. And we got Gerald Bowman over here. Oh yeah, you got to be on YouTube.
What's wrong with you?
So this is Gerald Bowman. How long you been farming in Ballard, Gerald?
40 years.
40 years. So he's our neighbor east and or west. Due west.
Southwest.
Yeah, and great friends of ours, and he's coming to, this is the machine he's currently running as well. He's coming to check it out and see how they got this one set. The guy was supposedly expert, and he did have the machine set nice, so Gerald's gonna check it out. He set them from the screen up here.
On the screen in here?
In the actual, I think I remember how he did it. So the sieves are the screens that thresh the grain out, and he's set. We're in high yielding corn, and normally the sieves are flat level when the machine's running correctly, but because of the rotor machine, single rotor, it throws the grain to the right hand side of the sieve, overloading the machine prematurely, so they put a slope in the machine.
Stay after it. It gets off just a little bit, and I got to push my button and get me back on track.
Even that one does that. You gotta, yeah.
You got feather fingers on it?
And you gotta continually, like
click
it'll, continually.
Oh, I know.
Like usually 2 or 3 times going down through there, click it, you know, because you'll hear it go, and kick out.
Well, that and there will do the same thing.
Yeah, they're floppy.
Yeah. All
right, see ya.
Good luck.
So this 8250 set up with a 4412, which is cases, I don't know if it's the, I think it's the currently available head, but there may be a newer one coming out. I'm just not as well versed in case. But I know they're coming out with a 60, 8260. Of course, they've got the AF 9, 10, and 11 introduced, which is the newest series of combine. I'm sure they've probably got an updated head as well. I don't know, so don't shoot me if I'm wrong. So this combine has got the automation on it, and it just allows the machine to realize the conditions happening in the field and speed up or slow down the machine. Also, it'll select, you know, if you want to prioritize grain quality, if you want to prioritize saving losses, or if you want to set it somewhere in between the two. It has all the capabilities to do that. That's a really good feature of the machine. I think the coolest thing about the case machines is they're very simple, easy to work on. Not a lot of dust shields. You open the big shields and you can access anything you need to access in there very easily. That's a very nice feature when you're cramped for time and you need to make a quick repair. Ease of service is a point of quality of this machine. I think always it's very difficult to compete with Deere on software configurations. They've tried to situate their company as a top-of-the-line software business, and I mean, I like the case stuff too. It's super nice, you know, but the user ease of the Deere of the software is pretty nice for somebody that's like a cave texter, you know. I can cave text. That's about the extent of it. Yeah, you can outfit the case with tracks just like you can outfit with the Deere with tracks. Like Sousey, the company makes those tracks. Deere buys them and places them on their machine. I think Case actually manufactures their own tracks, possibly. So, but you can outfit either machine with tracks. Another really good feature about this combine. The X9 we've been running a really big bean head on, so it's got a super long unloader on it, and you got to really watch getting it into things. Like yesterday, I swung it into the wagon. I didn't even know the wagon was close enough to hit it, but it's very hard to receive the depth on that thing. And the 8250 is designed to run smaller head, and so your unloader auger is smaller, and it was nice to run a machine yesterday that had a shorter unloader. And I know if you want to run big head, you got to have a big unloader, but it was nice to run an auger that I didn't have to fret the whole time. It operator didn't stress the operator out as bad. So my favorite features inside the case machine are by far that leather seat. That leather seat is sweet. It's like my 8RX John Deere tractor has a very nice seat, and that would be an equivalent to it. The X9, I don't have the deluxe cab on that machine, and it's just got the cloth seat. And you know, I really wish I could steal the case seat and put it in my X9. Oh yeah, it's got a horn. I bet it's right there. So the 8250's back harvested now on the back of the farm. We're getting ready to start the X9 up. My favorite thing about the X9 is just the capacity. Its ability to shell at high speeds and still have a quality grain sample comparable to the case and have minimal losses is impressive. And the machine probably would be better suited with a 16 row. The reason I don't run 16 row is because my planter is 24 and I like to match. And a 12, you know, makes a full round and knocks the planter pass out. So the reason we don't run a 16 row on the combine, which would probably be a better match for it, is just simply because my 24 row planter, I would either have to run a 24 or a 12, and a 24 for my geography is a little too big. So, not saying I'd never run one, you never know. We run a 50-foot bean head, so, but that's why we run 12 on the X9. Both combines, when set correctly, you should receive minimal losses. You're going to have to expect some, because you're going to get some butt shelling, which is when the corn comes down. The drier the corn is, if it's striking the plate and the corn's over dry, inevitably you're going to get some down through the head. Both combines will have a little of that, depending on the moisture of the corn. The wetter the corn is, the less of that you're going to have. When set correctly, you should have minimal rotor loss if the operator's doing his job and running the combine correctly, and the combine is set correctly. Both combines will do a fantastic job in the field, and they should yield equivalently. I think they're both setting the combine, any combine, is about the amount of experience that the operator has. The more experience an operator has, the faster the combine can be set. You know, just the higher level of experience, they've experienced everything. They know what the solution is to whatever problem they're receiving, and they can make timely adjustments. And sometimes, you know, like we had that an expert here from H&R yesterday, and he was continually tweaking on that machine. So, like trying to get it set like he wanted, you could tell he was a perfectionist, and he wanted a super high quality sample, and he messed with the combine for around an hour or maybe 2 hours before he was happy with it. And he did a fantastic job when he was done setting it. You know, there's virtually nothing on the ground and just a beautiful sample in the tank. So, set correctly, the combines will do a fantastic job. Either brand, probably all brands, you know, and it's just about the quality of the operator and the quality of the person that if they know what they're doing when they're setting the machine. John Deere, if you're a client of Operation Center, which is their it's kind of like their online data platform. If you have the newer monitor, the newer series monitor, I think it's Gen 4s and Gen 5s, and you're subscribed to their service, the stuff is automatically uploading to the cloud. And so data with the Deere is very seamless. I don't know as much about the case. I know they have introduced a new product very similar to Op Center that they're just beginning to work with. So I'm sure that they've seen that there's a need for that type of service, and they're trying to meet their consumer with that need. So both very forward-thinking companies. I can't hardly knock on Case or on Deere. They're both like, you know, with any corporation, you're going to have frustrations, but both companies try to, I think they, you know, for the most part, try to do their best to make their customer a good product and try to keep the customer up and running. Yeah, so you know, before I was a Deere customer, I was a Case customer. My dad, you know, ran Case machines around here for a long time. I actually owned Case machines in my career. Yeah, there's always a possibility I could go back to Case, or maybe have one John Deere machine, one Case machine. Never say never, you know, I've learned that. And I'm very curious to see the AF 9, 10, or 11. You know, really, I love to run one machine. It makes you know, maintenance really easy. We can focus logistics around the one. But I could see in a point in the future when I might need an assistant machine, or Case comes out with even a bigger machine than this X9, and it, you know, it becomes where you can readily get them. Maybe it's something we look at in the future. So if I could change anything about the X9, a couple of different things. The service ladder on the back is that's unfortunate. I wish they would do something about that. It's by far the worst design on the machine. It's so impossible to open. Like the other day, me and the salesman for the machine and the mechanic, you know, were sitting out there messing with it. And it took us, I don't know, maybe a minute to get it down, which is just frustrating. The service doors on the drag chain right there, you know, they're not ideal. You see that we've got them duct taped on there. They want to pop off when you're blowing the machine off in the mornings. That's a little frustrating. The cab door, I think they fixed that now, but on mine, it doesn't have the auto close option, so the door's a little loose. But I mean, I'm nitpicking this machine because it's like, people love to knock on the X9. Well, go drive one and then tell me how much you want to knock on it, because it'll absolutely tear the grain up. It sounds expensive when you hear about it, but I mean, if you really break it down and look at it, you know, if you're purchasing 2, 7, or 8 series machines, you've got more money in it by a significant margin than if you're just running one X9. That's one of the reasons we're in 1 and not 2, is because when you know, we need fairly new machines around here. We're just trying to get a lot done. We demand a lot out of the machines, and to buy 2 brand new machines, or even 2 low hour machines, it's just, I mean, it makes you stutter because it's a lot of money. Likewise, the X9 is a lot of money, but we only have one machine to focus logistics around, and we only have one machine to maintain, and it's a lower cost of ownership for us, which is, well, that's what I'm looking to do. I want to get the most efficiency out of my operation as I can, and for our personal operation, having one machine that we can focus everything around, only having to maintain one, only having to have one operator for the machine, really works good for us. But we make